morning. Bring it on.
Yes.
Bring it in.
Yes.
Hoda Kotb is proving that the Today co-hosts are friends as well as colleagues. Although Hoda officially left the Today Show in January, she made an appearance on the September 9th broadcast. And when she was reunited with co-host Sheinelle Jones, Hoda took a moment to embrace her friend and give her a few words of kindness on air.
We're back, 8:30. Beautiful day out here on the plaza. You guys, our gym teacher, Mrs. Kotb, is back with us this morning. Bring it on.
Yes.
Bring it in.
Yes.
I just said this, Sheinelle, she's changing lives just by being exactly who she is.
Aww.
3 of my friends called immediately after you guys were talking and said that they felt forever changed after listening to that conversation. So I was saying you don't have to make any effort. You just be, and you're doing what you're doing. So anyway,
thank you.
I love you. That
We
was
love you
amazing.
so much.
Sheinelle's husband Uche Oj died in May after battling brain cancer. The Today Show co-host and mother of 3 had taken an extended absence from the show since December 2024 to care for him and be with her family. Sheinelle returned to work on September 5th, and the Today Show aired a special sit-down interview between Sheinelle and Savannah Guthrie. The 47-year-old opened up for the first time about the emotional process of losing her husband and how her family is grieving.
What people don't know is that we've been dealing with this for a long time, and it was, I'd say, a few weeks before I ran the marathon. And I know that people will say, what? But I ran that marathon with that on my shoulders. In fact, the people in my inner circle pleaded with me. Some of my best friends pleaded with me not to run. The practice that it required and the just mental fortitude that it required. And then we just got this devastating diagnosis, like forget running, no. But he was like, are you kidding me? The whole concept of you running was to do something hard. You can do hard things, you can do the unimaginable. And little did I know that marathon was gonna set me up for a real one. When I ran the marathon, it was like, okay, one foot in front of the other, one breath at a time. Oh my God, this is so hard. I can't take another step. Yes, you can. It's like all of those things. Who knew it was like a template, a manual for what I was going to have to deal with. People who knew would say, oh my God, you're doing such a good job at faking it. And it really bothered me. I would kind of brush it off, but it bothered me because I thought, I'm not faking it. My joy is real.
You mean when you would go on the show?
I was on television for almost a year.
With this happening behind the scenes?
Yeah, I would do the show and then hop in the car and go be with him during chemo.
But you say, I wasn't faking it till I make it.
There's
your
no
joy
fake
was
it till
real.
you make it. My joy was real. And I think 2 things can be true. I can hold on to my joy, first and foremost, because I had my faith. And you couldn't tell me that he wasn't going to beat it. I believed that he was going to be okay. I knew it was going to be tough, but we all believed he would be fine. It was just a matter of time and figuring it out. So I was able to come on the show and be with some of my best friends in life and talk about things that were funny or sad or thought-provoking. It's what I do. It's part of my purpose. And so for me, in some ways, it was probably the therapy I didn't know I needed. We would have been married 18 years this month. So the 18 plus the 10 we dated. There are people who aren't even 28 years old. And so there was a there from the moment, I decided to give him directions on campus. And it just felt like we always kind of had it. And when he was dying, it just felt like, obviously you ask the big questions like, why did this happen? How did this happen? You ask all those questions. And in the midst of those questions, there's still that piece that it was meant to be. And I would look at him and I would say, I would do this all over again. And I would say, this sucks and this is scary, but if you asked me if this was gonna be my fate, I would do it all over again. if I could just stay in bed, keep the door closed, not answer my phone, and just sit, it would be amazing. But I can't do that because I have 3 little beings who, are watching me, and I want them to be proud of me. I want them to be proud of how I handled it. And so I kind of feel like I just have to keep running. But I'll tell you that sometimes they teach me things. So to prepare for this interview, I was very honest with them. We have what I call, it's time for a family meeting. And my oldest will be like, oh gosh, okay. So, come on, time for a family meeting. And so with this, I said, I'm gonna sit down with Miss Savannah, and we're gonna talk about Dad. We're gonna talk about how I'm doing. And, I said, one of my producers asked me how I'm doing, and I have a tough time answering that question. So I'm going to ask you guys, how are you doing? And one of my kids said, well, I cry a lot. I cried a lot at school, and I used to cry a lot. But now I think of Dad and I smile. I was like, oh. And I cried, and I thought, oh, okay, like, they're gonna be okay.